Men should not play sports against women. I'm not going to get into all the bullshit that's going on out here in the world today. If anybody think that, I think they're stupid. I'm not.
August 8th, 2026, and just 3 minutes into the first quarter, DiJonai Carrington chased Cunningham down on a fast break layup attempt before swinging her entire left arm across Cunningham's face and neck area. Cunningham was sent crashing to the floor with no chance to brace herself for the impact. She hit the hardwood hard, and the basketball world immediately erupted. Then there's Charles Barkley, the Hall of Famer known as one of the most brutally honest voices in sports television. Barkley has never been one to tolerate dirty plays being disguised as normal competitive basketball, and this time, he had clearly seen enough.
I mean, look, it was a hard foul. I don't think that DiJonai intentionally came out to get her across the neck like she did, but it did happen, and I thought it was the right call. But, you know, one of the things about Nay is that she's going to play her butt off, man. She's going to compete. Nobody's going to go walking in for a layup, and so I don't oppose the hard foul, but I also don't think that she intentionally went for the neck.
Because what happened next made the situation even more explosive. Just 8 minutes after the foul, while Cunningham was still on the floor being evaluated and her teammates were trying to pull her away from Carrington, DiJonai took to threads and posted a controversial message: white privilege at Indiana fever.
DiJonai Carrington is such an unserious person, because what do you mean you commit a flagrant 2 and then you go to threads and play the victim?
Now trying to prevent the layup, but that is just a hard hit. That's definitely going to be upgraded, I think, to a flagrant 2, Ryan.
I think that is going to be a flagrant 2. There is wind up, there is follow through, there's potential for injury.
Like, that was such a clear flagrant 2. Like, clearly she almost took Sophie's head off, and I don't even like Sophie, and she got me on this internet defending Sophie. Like, but that was a clear flagrant 2. Like, there is no question about it. So the fact that she went to threads, and anybody called this, like, everybody knew she was about to go to threads as soon as she got ejected from the game. And then the fact that she tagged the Indiana Fever, what does the Fever got to do with it? The refs are who threw you out the game. It has nothing to do with the Fever. And to say white privilege, like, I'm just so confused. You are the one who fouled her. Like, what is not clicking?
And then she went a step further, posting August 23rd, the date when these two teams are scheduled to meet again. The player who had just been ejected after hitting Cunningham in the face was now posting white privilege before Cunningham had even left the court.
Take a walk with me, take a walk with me, take a walk with me. There is craziness going on in the WNBA. DiJonai Carrington tweeted out white privilege from the locker room of a game that she was playing in. Get this. She fouled Sophie Cunningham hard. Sophie Cunningham, obviously white person, fouled her hard. Flagrant 2, gets ejected, goes to the locker room and tweets out white privilege in the middle of the game. Now here's the kicker to me. A flagrant 2 has to be contact that can lead to an injury that looks excessive. DiJonai, it was about as excessive as possible. If there was any evidence of there being white privilege, this was not.
That wasn't simply competitive frustration, and it wasn't some split-second mistake made in the heat of the game. It was a deliberate and calculated public statement, one that appeared to tell the entire basketball world exactly how DiJonai Carrington viewed the incident and what she believed the foul was really about.
I mean, just to protect her. That's it. I mean, you know, I got my teammate back always, so just to get out the way.
Gotta ask about her response. She went in and she got on social and said white privilege after her getting.
Who did this?
DiJonai did. Any response to that?
No, I don't know anything about that.
Cunningham had gotten ahead of the defense on a fast break opportunity and was going in for an uncontested layup when Carrington caught up from behind and swung her left arm across Cunningham's face and neck area. The contact sent Cunningham crashing onto her backside, leaving her unable to brace herself for the fall. The officials initially ruled the play a flagrant 1, but after reviewing the incident, they upgraded it to a flagrant 2. Carrington was subsequently ejected from the game.
Sophie Cunningham was brutally fouled in the face during today's game, and the offending player, DiJonai Carrington, was ejected after officials ruled her hit a flagrant 2. But after the ejection, Carrington posted, quote, white privilege on social media and tagged the Indiana Fever. The on-court drama follows weeks of backlash and protests against Cunningham for speaking out against including transgender athletes in the WNBA.
Cunningham immediately got back to her feet and confronted Carrington near the baseline. She shoved her in the chest and angrily shouted at her before Michaela Timpson and Fever security stepped in and separated the two players. As Carrington made her way toward the tunnel, she was met with loud cheers from the Sky fans. Think about that for a moment. A player had just been ejected for a flagrant fall on a breakaway layup that sent her opponent crashing hard to the floor, and instead of condemnation, the home crowd responded with cheers.
Punch in the throat, that could kill her, right? And the WNBA, right? The people that run that league, if you're DiJonai here and you have a foul like that, I don't want to hear about, okay, that's a flagrant 2 and you get this sort of fine. She should be suspended for the rest of the season.
That was the atmosphere the Indiana Fever stepped into on August 8th. It was the same arena where Cunningham had to compete just 1 week after her comments about gender became a political flashpoint. And after the incident, the player who struck her in the face received a standing ovation as she headed toward the locker room. Following her ejection, Carrington took to Threads and posted "white privilege," tagging the Fever. She later made another post simply stating, August 23rd, the next scheduled date when the two teams are set to meet again. 2 social media posts, just 8 minutes after a flagrant foul resulted in her ejection.
Because this isn't, as you said, Tommy, a whoops. This is intentional. This was targeting Sophie Cunningham. And I don't care if the player is white or black. It does not matter. When you do this to somebody, this is horrible for the league. Obviously, this was done because Sophie Cunningham stood up for women, saying that men shouldn't play against women in sports because there is obviously a chromosome advantage, just like you see with steroids, a chemical advantage.
White privilege and a date. That was the message DiJonai Carrington chose to send toward the Indiana Fever and Cunningham. Cunningham made it clear after the game that she viewed the posts as completely unnecessary. She explained that she had never really spoken with Carrington and had no personal issue with her, but suggested Carrington might have some pent-up feelings she needed to get off her chest. Cunningham's response was essentially simple. If that's what Carrington felt she needed to say, then fine.
Hey, the WNBA is the gift that keeps on giving. The latest is a clothesline foul on Sophie Cunningham by DiJonai Carrington, the woman that went on an incredibly racist rant against cab driver and, of course, knocked the hell out of Caitlin Clark from behind her rookie year. But that's okay. I'm not mad at that kind of basketball. That's all good. But the problem is after. It was white privilege.
Get your stuff off. 3 simple words. No panic. No playing the victim, and no unnecessary drama. This is the same Sophie Cunningham who has said that everyone is welcome at her table, that she chooses to lead with love, and that she wants to stand up for young girls in sports. That same Sophie Cunningham absorbed a flagrant arm across her face and neck, crashed to the floor without having a chance to brace herself, got back up and confronted Carrington face-to-face, then watched as Carrington was ejected. 8 minutes later, after Carrington posted "white privilege," Cunningham answered with just 3 words, "Get your stuff off." And then she added, "That's fine."
I just want you to think logically and please comment on this. White girl goes to the basket. African-American woman knocks her on her ass, clothesliner, knocks her down, upgraded to a flagrant 2. Black girl kicked out, and it's all because of white privilege. Let me know what you think. I think it's typical WNBA stupidity, and I love it.
Cunningham made it clear that the ejection had nothing to do with race, yet Carrington still posted "white privilege" just minutes later. That response, combined with the crowd cheering her ejection, turned a hard foul into a much bigger controversy, raising serious questions about the message being sent toward the Indiana Fever and whether the WNBA can continue to treat these incidents as nothing more than normal competitive basketball.